Welcome back. Today we're talking about Santa Clara County sold houses, highs and lows. A little bit more on the news. Uh, Real quick, I wanted to just go over what's going on and kind of give you more of the big picture, the 800-foot view. Mostly because there's a lot of things that I've been talking about over the last year or so about outliers, tipping points, and all this other stuff. And we're seeing it happen, right? Mostly because I want us to talk about the car market. The car market is starting to pop. It's going to pop. They might tell you that it's not, but they've held out for so long on reducing the inventory so that it becomes a scarce product so that everybody panic buys and overpays, and they're buying cars that they really shouldn't afford to buy. And when jobs go away, one of the first things that go are the big car payments or the big payments. And if you're paying over $1,000 a month for a car and you're making $30,000 or $60,000 a year, you really shouldn't be in a car that much for that expensive. You should be in a little tiny Tercel or Corolla. And you know what? I did that when I was younger. When I didn't make a ton of money, I lived humbly. I lived below my means. And today's people, most people, well, not most people, a lot of people don't do this. Now, when the housing crash happened, it was only 5% of the market that really had trouble. The rest of the homes, half of them or 60% of them didn't have a loan on them, so they didn't care. They were like, well, who cares? The other ones bought and live underneath their means, but 5% of the population that bought houses within that time frame caused all that trouble in 2008, 2009, 2010. They overbought. They had no business buying. They didn't think it all the way through. And that's what's happening with the car market right now. Is it going to pop and be the tipping point, the first domino to fall? Who knows? Possibly. Who knows? So here's the other thing that's happening. I've been mentioning this for the last few weeks. Supply, our inventory sucks all throughout the United States. There's some certain areas that aren't so bad and they're kind of wavering. People overbought and there's an oversupply over there, right? For the most part, we're seeing inventory shortages. We don't have enough houses coming up for sale. Speaking of which, I have a house coming up for sale, and I'll show it to you really quick. I did some of the photos yesterday, and yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the question really is, how come rates aren't going up to like what it was back in the 80s? How come the rates aren't going up to 15 and 16 and 17%? Well, it's because of affordability, one thing. Two, it would shock the market too much. And three, the people that are in power, and it's not politics or red or blue or whatever, it's the people that are in power. They need to keep us suckling onto this thing to keep the business going, to keep the market going. And a lot of people are afraid of a crash, but I've been saying this for a long time. We need a crash. The quicker we tear off this Band-Aid, the quicker we can go. Let me go over there and put my noggin over here, right? Why aren't we paying 15 and 17% right now? Because it would totally shock the market. It would be one of the best things you could do. It would suck. It would hurt. It would hurt a lot more people, but for a less time. Because the people that are suffering right now, they're going on 2 years of suffering. Affordability, they can't afford their rent, they can't afford their car, they can't afford food, gas, insurance, health, whatever, prescription. Why aren't we doing 15, 17%? Just rip off that Band-Aid, get it over and done with. Up to you to think about that. If you have a thought about it, love to hear your opinion. Just knock it down on the bottom. And if you have something that you want to talk about, let's jump on a video together. That'd be great. Ever thought about moving to Europe? You're like, Vito, that's so out of left field. That's exactly right. I just need to keep you thinking because people are like, "Oh, California is so awesome." They're not saying it's awesome because the drug issues and the homelessness, but they're saying the weather and all the jobs. But Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Mont Blanc, all these areas down here are so affordable that. But Vito, what would I do for work? Well, a lot of people are still working outside, remote working. Why don't you work there? Right? Portugal. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just brainstorming this right now. That's really what it is. I think I'm just brainstorming because where you can go to this Numbeo, and this is linked in the things below. And if I don't have it, you can just text me and I'll send it to you. Happy to. But look, cost of living is 77%. Kosovo is 32%. Groceries. I mean, why wouldn't you move somewhere where you would enjoy a slower, lower cost of living, slower life, lower cost of living, less stress? In Italy, they live, they work to live. Here we live to work. And, I just see that as one of the things that might be worth a trip to take a look and see. Spend a couple months out here and check this out. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here because I do real estate. Okay, so that's enough. Last week we had 115 closings. Not as much as the last couple of weeks, but it's still not bad considering the fact that in the beginning of the year we were at 60, right? So the demand is still there, even though rates are hovering at 6. Again, you could drop that down to 5.5%, 5% if you really wanted to buy some points. Gas went up a little bit, so that's going to slow down. But again, I mean, it's not $5 and $6 a gallon like we were paying before. I filled up yesterday. I had 40 miles left on my truck. I spent like $100. It's $98 or something like that on gas at Costco, and it was just a little bit more than that. I want to say it was $4.30-ish. Okay, let's go take a look at these. Los Robles Avenue, Amanda Avenue in Gilroy, Madeline Avenue in Milpitas. What I love about this is it's all over the place. We're all over. Milpitas had the highest bump. Snow Drive in San Jose, right down the street from us. Let's take a quick look. Los Robles. I'm going to flip these around. Oh no, what did I do? Okay, so Palo Alto, list price was 7.69, so 7.7 on the market, 88 days. It's a 6-bedroom, 2 halves, 6,500 square foot house built in 2022. Let's take a quick look. Gorgeous house. Look at this. Not really my style. It's not something I would dig. Very clean lines. I don't know. It's all right. I don't know if I'd like to see people looking at me take a bath. It's the last thing you want to see me is naked. They have a wall here. Oh, that's an air intake. Cool. Nice. Boy, it feels dark, doesn't it? $7 million, you'd think you'd have some natural light coming in. Looks like a swath of Nagel photos there. All right. Not my cup of tea, but you know what? There you go. 5 ensuite plus 1 flex room. Wow. So each bedroom has its own bathroom. Nice. Well, good job. It sold for 99.5% of list price. The next one is Amanda Ave. Let's go to this one. It's the lowest one sold today or this last week. Happens to be in Gilroy, completely opposite side of the spectrum. That's downtown right here. It's the outlets. Where's that? That's the outlets. So the DMV is right here. I know because my daughter just had her license or driver's test over here. Cool. So there you go. We didn't do the numbers. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, built in 1965, 1,976 square foot. Let's take a look. Single pane windows. Looks like a rental. Lack of maintenance. Whew. Whew. Yeah, that's a lot of great pictures there. I'm in shock. Well, so listed 629, sold for 641, 1.9% over. Let's go to Madeline. All right. Milpitas, right by Milpitas High, right by the bay. Here you go. I drove by there yesterday up to San Lorenzo. That's where our new listing's coming up. This listed at 1.5, sold for 1.95. Should have been a little bit listed a little bit higher. So this is a complete flip. Because it's a flip. It's built in 1966, and look how updated it is. It looks like a brand new house. It looks like that part's extra. Nice floor plan. Crisp, clean, gray. That tells you it smells of flip. Let's take a look at the history. Yep. Okay, and then the next one is Snow Drive, which is right down the street from where my first house was. My first house was right here, right in this cul-de-sac, right here, 645 Plaza Inverno, I want to say. 625. Close enough. But look, this is the lowest list price to sales price ratio, right by the freeway. A little bit of work. Semi-updated. Whoa, why would you take a picture from the ceiling? Yikes. That's your neighbor? That's your view? Okay. All right. Huh. That's it. All right. There's your 10, your highs and lows for Santa Clara County and the week of April 18th. All right, guys, that's it. Hope this was helpful. If there's any information you want to know about, let me know. If you think this is helpful, let me know. If you think my news reports are completely off base, let me know. I'm open to a talk or debate. It's friendly. We're going to have some fun. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with Abitano. We'll see you out there.